So guys, let me introduce you to our guest today. I really am excited for today. We have one of our kinda new mates, although he's been working here already maybe a month or two. 2 months, yes. So guys, let's welcome Kevin here. Kevin, come here. Hey, hello. Hi.
Hi everyone.
Kevin, how are you today?
I'm actually doing very well. Today's weather is great, and I just came back from Shikoku yesterday. So
Oh,
yes.
what? Wait.
Yes.
How was it in Shikoku?
Shikoku's weather, it's I went there on the 5th, first to Osaka, and then after that I went to Tokushima. From Tokushima, then I went to Matsuyama, and then I came back.
So it was a full trip.
You just long story, but cut it short. I booked a ticket long ago, just one way, and thinking that if I were to give up on that ticket because of Corona, I would do that. So I just booked one way. So since it's Kinkyu Jidai Sengen just happened.
Right.
So
True.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So we're off to a great start. But first, I would really like you to maybe introduce yourself for our members today in TGIF.
Okay. My name is Kevin. I come from Singapore. And it's a very hot and humid country, as everybody knows. I'm actually working in banks and security house in the past for about 30 years. And I'm married to a Japanese, and we are all staying in Kamakura at the moment. Yeah, and my interests, basically I love traveling very much, and I'm a kind of outdoor person. Used to be a lot more outdoor, but these days, because of kneecap issue, as you're aging, and then I started to do a little bit lesser, more like slow jogging, a little bit of running, and some hiking, trailing kind of stuff.
But okay, so let's go to questions. You said you're from Singapore.
Right.
How long ago did you come to Japan?
I came to Japan in 2001.
Pretty.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. The reason being, I was working for this Japanese bank, and in 2001 they decided to shut our department. So after shutting the department, not only my department in Singapore, but my department in New York, in Chicago, in London, Australia. So they shut that department down, and my colleagues in Japan were saying, hey, you know what? We found a job for you. Why don't you come to Japan? So I came to Japan in 2001. That's about 20 years ago.
Yeah, it's good. When was the 20th anniversary of staying in Japan? Which month?
It's in early August.
In August. Oh, so recently.
Recently, yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Years in
Thank you
Japan.
very much. Thank you very much.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how can you somehow compare maybe your life in Japan to your life in Singapore?
Working wise, in the past, Singaporean are hardworking basically, but they are also playing very hard. So they work hard, they play hard.
Okay.
Okay. How does that mean? Let me just put in perspective. When we're working very hard, for example, myself, I work literally every morning like 7 a.m. till evening like 9 p.m. So it's like 14 hours a day.
Oh my goodness.
So sometimes we get off early, like maybe 7 p.m., 7:30. What we do is we will rush to the gym, and then we exercise together, or we go book some court, play some tennis or squash, badminton. Yeah. And then on weekends we go for soccer. Ex-colleagues, friends, we get together pretty often. And then sometimes it's like colleagues, hey Maya, shall we go for a drink? Oh, all right, let's go. We go for a drink. Even the boss comes around. And when the boss comes, we talk anything on the table, inclusive of teasing the boss. Hey boss, today your shirt look quite run down.
Oh, very casual.
Yes, very casual. In that sense, it never happened in Japan.
Oh.
So yeah, I think that is the biggest difference. Japanese are working much harder than what I thought.
Right.
So 14 hours for me is like, wow, I'm super hardworking. But look at them, they work 18. Probably some don't even go home. So in that sense, I think that is a major difference.
Wow. For me, already 14 hours is just no.
Yeah.
It's too much.
Yes, exactly. My ex-colleague in the Japanese banks, they work like maybe they come to office like 8 o'clock just before the chole, and then they will finish like 4 a.m. in the morning. Then they go home, take a shower, and then they come back. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That is interesting.
Yes.
But probably not for me. Definitely not for me. How about like a life aspect, like outside of work,
Outside
life in
of work?
Japan and in Singapore?
Yes, in Singapore we meet up quite often, whether colleagues well, in Japan they call it co-workers, whether colleagues, co-workers or friends or whatever, we meet up quite often. It's a little bit different from Japan because Japan don't usually meet their own colleagues as far as I know, so you know,
Except for like nomikai, kind of work related.
Yes, and that happens like when I'm really working full time. That happens like maybe 1 quarter once, which is 3-4 months one time, and that's about it. But in Singapore, it happens very often. Like every weekend, we will get to do stuff like that.
Wow, so you're like kind of very friendly with your
Very
coworkers.
friendly. Yes.
Ah, very like
Co-workers,
social.
exactly, and friends as well. So when I first came here, I had a little bit of you know, getting used to it. So I make some friends, Japanese foreigners, make some good friends, and then they were like inviting me to all sorts of activities. The one that really interests me very much was they were for a few weekends in a row in 2002. For a few weekends in a row, they rented a car and then we all drove to Nagano for a day trip.
Whoa.
What we do is we do BB gun shooting. So it's like, you know, like army.
What? That's
Yeah,
cool.
that's cool, right? Yeah.
That is so cool.
It is. We should organize one hangout or something
Oh my
like that.
gosh.
It's really fun.
LanCul BB gun.
Yes, exactly.
Oh my gosh.
It is
guys.
a fantastic thing.
Mates against members.
Hey, come on, that's not fair. You know, members need some. Hey, maybe members will win, man. You know, they could be some military trainers.
I mean, BB gun, you don't need any English really there,
Exactly.
to discuss strategies. So you said you like traveling. I'm very curious. Have you, before Japan, have you lived in a different country for like a longer time?
Yes. After Japan, in 2011, I actually went to Hong Kong because I was headhunted to join a company over there, and I stayed there for about a year. Unfortunately, that company went bust and they actually collapsed and declared bankruptcy. So when that happened, I came back to Japan. So I was in Hong Kong for a year.
So you took a break from living in Japan, really?
Yes, for that 1 year. So actually, the family is supposed to join me, but because of the company that went bust, so unfortunately, but you know,
So-
can tell now is a better way to look at it right now. It's great.
Japan is like kind of like a safety net that you were kind of
Yeah.
jumping into.
Correct. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
So my family, my wife, my son, you know, my father-in-law, everybody is in Japan. So I'm living alone in Hong Kong. It's kind of lonely and it's kind of
I
boring.
can imagine.
Yeah.
Was it less kind of social life there? Like maybe kind of. How would you compare Hong Kong to like Japan or?
Well, I miss my family. I'm pretty much a more family person.
Okay.
Yeah. So in Hong Kong, it's really bustling. It's great. It's like, you know, it's a city that never sleeps. So everywhere you go, you can party until 4 a.m., 5 a.m. Oh, that was before Corona. And
Of course.
you know, and you can party all night long. You walk on the street. You know, you can drink anywhere you go. You can eat anywhere you go. But being alone, calling my friend, hey pal, you want to go for some meal? Okay,
Oh, sorry,
at
I'm in
4 a.m.
Japan.
Yeah, I'm in Japan. Oh, right.
Right. Were you traveling like very regularly, a lot?
I do. Yes. In fact, I told some of the members I love Japan so much that since I joined this Japanese bank in Singapore, that was in 1995? It was a long time ago anyway, so 1995 I think. from then on, I fell in love with the country, and then I came to Japan from 1996 all the way to 2001 for that 5 years. 1 year I visited Japan 4 times. All my money for holiday, all my time for holiday, all my vacation, I spent it here.
So what were most of your travels in Japan?
Where did I go most of the time?
Like, yeah.
Usually I just buy the Japan Rail Pass, the JR Pass,
yeah.
and then I will just take the Shinkansen to whatever places and then stay for a few nights, that kind of thing.
Wow.
Usually be 14 days.
Wow, that's a long time.
It's a long time because I'm lucky to have. Well, I mean, you work hard, right? So you have to play hard. This is what we believe.
Right.
Yeah. So.
So, do you prefer to travel alone or with people?
It depends what sort of trip.
Yeah.
If it is like more like greenery, walk around, go to parks and stuff like that, I don't think many people can take it in that sense. So some wanted shopping, some wanted some places of interest, tourist spots,
Yeah.
So just walk and walk and walk for kilometers. Not many people would like it. So things like that, I would prefer to travel alone. Yeah. But if let's say it is like a shopping trip, or let's say we go to Osaka, we go to Universal Studio, with friends, that would be nice.
More
Can never be
social.
correct.
Right.
Can never be alone.
Yeah, definitely. How about our members actually? Do you prefer to travel alone? Do you prefer to travel with someone? For me, I like to travel with someone not because I am a social person. For me, it's because I am terrible at planning a trip.
Ooh.
So I usually use someone else to do that. So do you like planning trips?
Yeah. Right. The next time you wanted to go somewhere within Japan or maybe Singapore or whatever, I can plan it for you. Malaysia.
Oh my gosh.
Thailand.
Okay,
Yeah.
what's the price though?
No, free.
Free? Oh, perfect.
For everyone. Anyone who
Guys.
wanted some free planning, yeah, I'm always there. No worries, it's okay. I can even come down to the detail of which bus you take and what number
Oh
and the
my
time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Guys, I will travel to the rest of my life now with Kevin's help.
No problem at all.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, so also one thing that you mentioned before with your introduction is that you like outdoor activities like hiking and stuff.
Right.
So how about, I'm very, very curious, Japan is a perfect hiking country, I feel, right? So mountains,
Lots of places to
hills.
go. Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you do that often in Japan?
It depends. If let's say I'm going to a place, say for example, if I'm going to Nagano, I will probably go for like Kamikochi, things like that, which is quite famous, and then I will just walk around. If let's say I go to a place that is not so well known for hiking or whatever, like for example, this time round I'm actually in Tokushima. So I actually just because I arrived at like maybe 5 p.m. So I was looking at the Google map and it's like, wow, the river looks great.
Yeah.
So I just walked the river and walk, and I ended up in a big park. But it was already dark already.
Oh.
Then I saw the park, it looks pretty nice. So I just walk one big round. It was kind of tired because one big round is like 1 hour.
Oh my
so
goodness.
I sat down and started checking. Oh, that's Tokushima Castle ruins.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So it's their Central Park. It's
Perfect.
Tokushima Central Park. It's beautiful. So I just hike in the night, going round and round.
Weren't you scared a little bit?
Not really. Lots of people actually doing night jogging.
Oh,
so,
night jogging, yeah.
So I'm just trailing them. Of course, I'm not jogging. I'm just walking a little bit faster. That's about it. Yeah.
So do you often do that, like spontaneous hiking trips?
Yeah, I do. Because in Kamakura there is this place just right behind the Daibutsu, the big Buddha.
Yeah.
And there's this place called Kiridoshi. So they actually cut across the mountain in the past for samurai to go from Tokyo, Edo to Kyoto. So they had to cut through Kamakura. So that mountain road, it's one of the best hiking route though. Yeah.
Whoa! Oh.
So that is where I use that route quite often, just climbing up and climbing down. It's a good exercise for my legs.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But also, I'm like, so do you always check kind of history of the places that you're like, the hiking places, the parks or whatnot?
Okay.
Because that's a fun fact about like those samurais.
Yes.
I'm kind of curious about it.
Yes. So what happened is, I think lots of members should know about this. In the past, Kyoto is actually the trade, financial, government, politics.
Right.
All the central is in Kyoto.
Yes.
All the military at that time is actually, the samurais are actually concentrated in Kamakura.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So from there, they have to travel down south to go to Kyoto. Well, I'm sure lots of members should know about this. I'm very sure. Wow, my
Guys,
wife explained to me.
I'm learning. I feel like this is history class for me today. Like, it's amazing.
Okay.
Wow, in
Now talk
Korea.
about jogging.
Wow, yeah. Oh my goodness. That's so wait, because like you're going on hiking trips, and like for example, you said this park, the like along the river. Also, you
Right.
kind of checked. There's the ruins of the castles and
Right.
So do you always do that while like jogging or while hiking?
Jogging, I usually have no fixed route. I just I just turn on my app and then I'm running for 5, 6, 7 kilometers, and then I can be running up and down on the same road. Yeah, for like 6, 7 kilometers.
So it's not for like scenery or anything.
Not for
it's
scenery,
just
for jogging, just purely for sweating out.
Okay.
But for hiking, this is where I wanted to find out the history of this place, this route. Okay, where is this route leading to? Yeah, things like that. For example, kita Kamakura, hiking to Kamakura, there is all this temple. Why is it so all these temples are actually being built, and why the route has to go through this way and not this way, things like that. Yeah, so I just researched a little bit about it.
Wait, so outside of Japan, how many countries have you visited?
I have been to everything in. I went to the States, particularly all those financial centers like New York, Chicago, and then London. Most of the financial related
Like
countries, like business cities. I think it's kind of like personal interest. I wanted to find out how other countries' financial system or financial center looks like.
Right.
Yeah, I only have like Tokyo, probably Osaka, Hong Kong, Singapore, Sydney. How about on the west side? So that's why I like to explore.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I wish. Can you teach me how to
travel?
how
Okay.
to travel? Yeah.
I will give you a lot of tips on how to travel.
Please.
Okay,
You can
good.
give some tips now, actually.
Traveling depending on what you like. Let's say just now before we had this session, you were saying that you're a very green person.
Right.
You like to visit a lot of like parks, greeneries and stuff like that, right?
Yes.
So let's say for example you go to London. Right, London has got its own Kingston Park,
Right.
Things like that. So it's like what that park attracts you, what it attracts people. So I usually will read some comments. Okay, look at this pond, or look at this little duck, statue at the corner with the history of blah blah blah. So I will purposely go over there and see. Oh, okay, that's the duck statue. Very nice. Take a few photos. Okay, next. So things like that.
Very
so
like efficient.
Well, it fulfills your curiosity,
Right.
but at the same time, you do not want to miss these places whereby people say it's the best. You go, you visit, and then after that you wanted to go to somewhere else, just walk around. You'll probably find something very amazing. Yeah, like for example, I give you an example. I went to Chicago, and then Chicago got this Chicago Board of Trade, which is a trading building. So it was not in the guidebook. In the past there's no internet, it's just guidebook. So guidebook never mentioned about that. But that building looks so amazing. It
Right.
was built in the 17th century, and it was fantastic building. Nobody noticed it. Nobody write it in the guidebook. So
Right.
it's like, oh, this statue is nice. Okay, take a few pictures.
Yeah.
Go home, develop it. Ah, this building is great.
What is it?
You will notice something that is so. Plan your trip based on what other people say is nice. So along the way, you will find something that is out of the guidebook. That is what I like to travel.
So good. You
no
have
shopping.
talent for travel.
No shopping.
Oh, I don't like shopping, so
Yeah,
it's okay.
okay,
Sophia actually is asking, where's the best place you ever traveled to?
Is Japan included?
Yeah, we do have a lot of love for Japan here.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. The best place I traveled to, I would say, with the nice people, with the very, very nice scenery and everything, I love France.
Oh!
France. It's
Why
good.
France?
Well, a little bit of a history because my father-in-law used to work in France.
Okay.
And he speaks he speaks perfect. He's like a native French.
Oh,
And
français.
exactly. And they will go which I do not understand.
French is beautiful though.
Very beautiful, yes, very beautiful. And people are very kind, but it's so far away. But I love to go because father-in-law always wanted to travel to France 1 year once, together with my wife, and we love to go France. So why is it nice? The scenery is really good, right? You go to the north, you go to the south, right? You go to Nice, or you go to Paris. It's different altogether,
Right.
and people are nice.
Interesting.
And the bun is nice.
French language, it's a really difficult language to learn.
It is, yes, I think, but to me, I think Japanese is the most difficult.
あ、本当？
あ、本当？本当？そう。
Really? Because I heard, I don't speak French, as we demonstrated that my French is terrible.
Oui.
I know like 2 words in French. But I heard like the grammar and pronunciation, especially, like we were kind of like joking like hong fong, right? But like it is very difficult kind of to do those like throat sounds.
Exactly.
But you said your father-in-law?
My father-in-law was my father-in-law graduated in Japan, and after that he was with the government service, and then they sent him to France for extended training. So he was in France for like 4 years or something like that, and then he came back. He continued to serve the ministry, and then he was sent, and it's all French-related countries. So that's why I think that's his language ability comes into play. My wife speaks French, although because she has to follow the family and then going to whatever French related countries, and she has to study. So the thing is, we all go to France, and we just love it. So every year we will go once, and
you don't need translator.
I don't need this.
Perfect.
Yeah.
But you said Japanese is the most difficult language to learn.
Yes, for me.
Why?
Okay, my most difficult part for Japanese is the particles. Ni, de, o,
Yes.
ga.
Yes. I completely agree.
You do, right?
Of course, especially wa and ga and ni and de.
Ni and de. Ni and
Oh
de.
my goodness.
So yeah, that is the most difficult part. Seriously, I think for me, I'm learning Japanese for survival purpose rather than to speak it perfectly, because in my perspective, learning languages, most importantly, is the vocabulary.
Right.
Once you have that vocab, you can just add it in with a simple grammar, you can get by.
Exactly. Yeah. We were kind of discussing it some other time, that what is like the most important point of learning a language, and we all agreed it was vocabulary and kind of like listening skill. Because like you don't need great grammar as long as you can say the words people will understand.
Exactly.
Right?
So if let's say you wanted to go to, you wanted to go to a restaurant. Say you wanted to know where can I find the best yakitori. You go to a Japanese. You know yakitori どこですか? Yakitori. そっちあります? Something like that, right? So I think those words that you can put them together and then to form a sentence, I think that's good enough survival.
Definitely. So yeah, guys, for you actually tip, like if your grammar in English or any other language you're learning is not great, don't worry, because vocabulary, I think we both agree, is the most important. Yeah. Wow, so France, interesting. I have been to Paris.
Okay.
But I was like 12 years old, so I don't remember mine. With that said, we have to finish our TGIF. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in this week. It was really fun. Kevin, thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks everybody.
Thank you guys. TGIF, thank God it's Friday. I hope I will see you next week. Next week, Debbie will be joining us, so I hope you will welcome her as well. And yeah, thank you guys so much. Enjoy your Friday, enjoy your weekend. Don't party too much. It's still lockdown time, but thank you guys very much. TGIF, thank God it's Friday. We're gonna be going now. So thank you guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
See you. Bye.
Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you very much, Maya-san.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.